Did we ever hear from the plaintiff in this one, this Carlos Alaska?
Yeah, yes, he's a doctor, right?
Yes.
Or PhD. Yes, Judge. I heard from him. Actually, he's the one that wanted the hearing reset again. Yeah.
Okay.
So he acknowledged it. I don't know why he hasn't logged in yet.
No.
Because I guess last time he said he was in Mexico. He didn't get the notice on time.
I'm gonna try calling him real fast. Let me see.
I can try and call him too, Judge. Let me try and call him.
Okay. Thank you.
Let me give him a shot. Okay, Judge.
Okay. Thank you. Oh.
Judge, he didn't answer. I left him a message on his answering machine.
Okay.
Has anybody else signed in? It's just me, or?
No, the defendant has. I mean,
Okay.
it has. I was just kind of holding off on getting him in until we.
Okay. All right, thanks, Judge. I'll let you know if I hear from him.
Okay. Thank you.
Please leave your message for 9-1.
Subscriber you have dialed is not in service. Subscriber you have dialed is not in service.
El número que usted marcó está ocupado.
Judge,
Yes.
on one of the attempts, somebody answered. It looked like it was his whoever. It was at his doctor's office, but she hung up on me right away.
Really?
Yeah, I just said Dr. Peraska's office, and then I told her who I was, and then she just hung up. So I don't know what's going on.
Well, I mean, this would be the second time. I can't. You just gotta have him. You're gonna have to refile it. Just miss it. Let's see. I'm trying these other numbers too.
Dr. Perlaza's office.
Yes, good morning. This is Ben Garza with Justice of the Peace Precinct Number 1. The doctor had a bench trial set for today at 11 a.m. And so the judge is waiting for him to log on through Zoom. Okay, so do you want to testify through telephone? I can put you on hold and the judge can hear your testimony through the telephone. Okay, I'm gonna put you on hold. Don't hang up. Okay, don't hang up. Okay. Okay. Thanks. Judge, he's on line.
One,
This is Dr. Peraza, right? Okay, give me a second. Yeah. Line 1, Judge.
hello? 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 Yes. Hello? This is Robert Pearson, the Justice of the Peace. Are you going to get on the Zoom hearing? I can't barely hear you. What, I'm sorry, what are you saying? What number can I call you at? Okay, if I call this number right now, will you answer it? I'm going to call the 800-9223 right now, okay? I'm going to hang up, okay?
This is Dr. Perlaza.
Okay, I'm going to bring the other party on. We're going to see if we can do this. I don't know how much luck we're going to have. Let's see. It's right if you connect to audio.
This is Dr. Perlaza. Mr. Alex White.
If you could unmute, Mr. Okay, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, Dr. Velasco and Mr. Wright, if you each raise your right hand. You swear the testimony you're about to give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes, sir.
Okay, Mr. Velasco, you want to tell me what this is about?
Yes, sir. Alex, how you doing, Alex? Well, I had an emergency with my father, so I have been in a hearing on my condominium, 350 Thunderbird, Unit 41. So I was about ready to sell it when my father got worse. He died in September. So I got a hold of someone that appreciated the right, and he offered to help. I explained the situation to him. So not in a hurry because we have more time, but something unexpected, kind of like, I don't know how to explain that. They changed that. For example, we have a week to move our stuff out, my stuff, and then suddenly I was told when I was fine, I went alone to Texas, and Jasmine explained that no, I needed to be right there because everything had to be out. but not in 1 week, but that day. And Mr. Wright's assistant told me to Mexico when I answered and I explained what the situation is. No, don't worry, and after we understand, it's gonna cost the professional moving company is gonna cost you, or we're gonna pick up from what you're gonna, which at that time it was $28,000 our calculation.
I can't, it's hard to understand you. Are you on a speaker?
No, sir.
Okay, go ahead. Try.
Yeah.
So you got a moving company? Is that what it is?
That we hire a professional moving company, and I explained it. I might not be there. I'll try to be there, but I might not be there. Those guys that they take care of your stuff, my piano and everything. So the first thing I did was disconnect. Well, on that day, that Saturday morning, at 8 o'clock was the appointment. I was there, my wife with me, and no one was there. And then a little kid and a guy, 30, he's 30 something, and a 12-year-old guy went there and they said, we are still waiting for the moving company. Are you part of the moving company? Well, about 10:30, no one was showing up. I was calling the right. So we tried to help them. My wife, the police, the refrigerator, we were going to take it somewhere else. We helped them to do that. And the first thing we do, we unplug the gas from the stove. We the refrigerator, the water for the cleaner, dishwasher, those main appliances. Because if I was gonna get 28 or something like that, I will leave. But if he was gonna go very down, I will put them in. When I was ironing Friday, and with this lady Jasmine at Textile, she explained to me that no, if you take your stuff out, and I explained to her, it's already taken out. That's the matter of completely to the moving company. That's the first thing they do. Normal they take. And I told them, I asked them, please take that. They already. So Mr. Wright, about 1:30, show up alone, and I said, where's the professional moving company? Oh, they're coming, and they're coming. They end up doing them themselves. So by that, and then I stood there because when I saw that, I said, well, I called for it about my father's situation, and I think I need to stay. What I was seeing, my diploma, my everything broke. They didn't know how to do it. They didn't have the stuff to do it.
Who was moving your stuff? Who was moving it? Who was moving your stuff?
Mr. White, a little bit, that's his daughter, and two little guys.
Okay.
Lady something guy and a 13-year-old. They knew them. They're not professional movies. What they told me is they went there just to help him. Fortunately, he had some food. So the first thing we do, I would to get rid of the appliances so they can start with, right? It was very clear to the lady on the moving, I'm sorry, title house, which explained to me that don't worry, everything. In fact, we have what's mentioned is if everything is not out, she's not going to sign. You're going to sign now, and she's going to sign when everything is out. And what I know here that you're taking your fines. Okay. So there was a lot of stuff, and then he was out, and just leave them there. The maintenance guy said, what we do that for? There is a keys, or because we need to put the sprinklers, or what should I do? And he was, he's a friend of me, living so long. What he explained is that, so I took a video of everything, so that the items and everything, and also when they got into the storage, okay? If you find there, then you could see something was wrong. But, well, I stood there, and Mr. Wright went, I don't know where, and so I kind of, I had to go to see my father in Mexico. He was, I mean, dying, but nobody was there, you know.
Nobody was where?
In the condominium with the stuff. So he made a mess and used a truck. Right, they rented a U-Haul. And then the other day, this is Sunday, a guy who seemed to know more, they try to finish that, you know. But I kept telling him, why don't you put my refrigerator and everything there? I mean, so they continue. I continue to record everything, and right there, and then Mr. White was asking how much for your storage. Like I promised the lady that I would keep them there, and he was close. And stay there in a little piece of paper we calculated, and that was about $4,000 or something like that. He offered something that was very low, and he told
Who's he?
I asked him.
Who's he?
So my appliance are there.
Who's he?
Three flat.
Who is he?
Sorry?
Who is he?
Mr. White. Mr. White. Mr. White is in charge of the movie, not a movie professional. He went to to get some help. So I asked him, we need to take I remember my appliances, this and those three giant flat TVs and flat. Okay. Then Sunday get there. So they continued. You know? They didn't finish it. They didn't even know how to put it together and everything. So a lot of furniture broke in and stuff. And I said, it's too late. So they come back and take another amount. So they have to hire another storage. Again, I was not to be there. So the assistant of Mr. White guaranteed me that they already have to take care of it. Okay. So the problem is that no one was there. I mean, Mr. White was not there. There are some burgers and went to his girlfriend's, I don't know. And I called him, you need to be here. They're waiting for you. They are there asking for you before the So I think it was the second day, they agreed, Mr. White, and then we will meet, and Mr. White will be there. Okay. And I called Alice, said, yeah, I'll be there. So what happened is, when I got there,
Got where?
a lot of items, very important items, like vintage, these bicycles that they're Harley Davidson, and a lot of some a piano, full piano, is still there,
Where? Where are you talking about? In the condo?
Storage, extra storage unit.
Okay.
He has to hire two.
And you met him at the self-storage?
Mr. White put him it's called extra storage.
Okay, did you meet him there?
No, Mr. White meet them there. I needed to meet to Forest to see my father.
Okay.
That's what I was doing. To take care of that, and I'm a doctor, so I went also to see my father. But not before I contact Mr. Wright, I told him, say, no worries, because your father, I'll meet him there.
Meet him where? You say meet him there. Meet him where?
Is the storage residence?
Okay, you were going to meet Mr. Wright at the storage facility.
No, the guys with those two guys with the U-Haul trailer that he rented, they were out there and meet him there. He was elsewhere. He was not around. That's what was Mr. Alex told me, and he said you should have gone with them. And what I did is I said, that's why I told you. And I said, who's gonna be there with you? They wanna talk to you, and they agreed to meet there. I had a chance to have 6, 7 o'clock, and then be here in Forest with the hospital. So, okay, so Mr. White agreed to meet there. They closed the staff room from the U-Haul, And according to Mr. White, he thinks that there's something in between from there to there. And I said, well, maybe that's the problem. They want to wait for you here to get there. And what the guy told me is that he changed that and agreed to meet them there in the storage instead of in the place where everything was there. When you can check everything is there. Okay. In fact, Mr. White, like the bicycle, the vintage bicycle, you roll it a little bit. So that is missing. There's other stuff missing, which I listed from Mr. Benjamin. So there's stuff missing, beginning with the home appliances here. 4 plus 20 pieces. We saw them. So, and then she said that we have all Monday to kind of take it easy. We all have Monday. And then we will be here at 8 again. So Monday, there was a lot of stuff also inside, the piano, my deal, and for the appliances and the classroom markings. So nobody got there at 8 at us. And me and one was there at 8, but he was close. So 8, 5 or something, they opened the door, and a lot of stuff was already out there, out there. But it was not a movement. Somebody else movers. I guess Ileana, the one bought beside, according to Mr. Wright, she's a broker. She was very, kind
Okay.
of, come on.
Dr. Velasco, what are you suing for? I still don't understand what you're suing for.
I'm suing for the items that I was specifically told. I wanted all my appliances. It's not just regular appliances because, well,
Okay. Can you just tell me what you're suing for?
the amount at that time it was about 1,100.
$1,100.
I'm sorry, 11,000.
Okay, for what?
And then for all the appliances and the broken stuff and the stuff that it was like for the example, the vintage.
Okay. Are you saying you hired Mr. Wright to move your stuff?
I'm sorry?
Did you hire Mr. Wright to move your stuff?
No. Well, his company hired professional movers. That's what he actually told me. He told me
Why are you suing
they
Mr.
were
Wright?
going to take care of that. They made responsible. We take care of that. No problem. Worry free. Professional movers. That's what they say. Never showed up. They went themselves.
How is Mr. Wright involved?
She was the one who wanted to buy. She's a broker or they buy houses, you know.
So did he buy the condo from you?
You did, right, Alex?
No, I didn't.
Yeah.
Okay, Mr. Wright, can you shed some, what is going on here?
Okay, so we
Right?
I want to hear I can't understand what you're telling me, Mr. Perlasco. I'm gonna have to listen to Mr. Wright for a minute.
Sure, go ahead.
Okay, so initially, the property or the condo was tax delinquent, and we'd reached out to Dr. Perlasco and offered him solutions. My initial offer was, hey, I could help you get your property refinanced, and that's not through my company. That's through an associate of mine that specializes in refinancing tax.
You repeat that, it's not.
What is that?
Sorry. We didn't get what he said, sir.
I'm sorry. I don't.
Go ahead.
So that was the initial option, and then I referred him over to another individual. His name is George Jabali. He's a broker in El Paso, Texas. Him and I don't work together, but we refer clients to each other all the time. And so I'm sorry.
A broker of what?
He's a real estate broker.
Okay, you referred him to what? To sell the condo?
No, to refinance the back taxes because Mr. Palasko was getting ready to lose his property to unpaid taxes. So I referred him to them.
How is he getting ready to lose it? Did they have it at foreclosure?
It was in foreclosure set for auction in like weeks away. Like it was, and so long story short, Carlos Perlasco called me and said, hey, I don't want to refinance. I just want to sell. And I was like, okay, I'll come over. Let's figure something out. So I went over to his house. we agreed upon a price, and I have a little paper. He told me everything he owed. I don't have the exact figures, but we came up with a price based off
Where's the
what.
piece of paper?
Where's the piece of paper?
Well,
I'm actually, I don't have that accessible at the moment, but it was just, we came up with a purchase price, and we drafted a contract. I believe it was 64,500. And so then his debt that he had on the property, his taxes were higher than he initially thought. So he initially thought he was getting 28,000. It ended up being like 20,000. Simply, and it wasn't anything like, we honored our contract price, but he owed more than what he conveyed to me at the time, which, I mean, I understand numbers fluctuate, especially in tax delinquency.
if I may I say something?
Yes,
When I started the right to the condos and you can see it, we what? How much did you what? They have 9,000, but it's we have still time, but not too much time. But almost go 70-something thousand. And so we were working on the idea of the project, and I say, I'm not able to. It's gonna be the same with me.
Mr. Dr. Palaska, are you suing for the loss of some appliances?
Well, for the property, my items that are lacking and all that.
Okay, so why are we talking about all this, everything else but that?
Because well, if it's not, because he says that his taxes is right, but he is saying that what happened is I give him all the information from the tax company who was helping me, who I think is Home Tax Solutions. So he was the one who got the amount, and I called them, and they told me we already gave them the information. After he got all the
Okay,
information,
how is that relevant to the loss of your appliances?
because he guaranteed at least 28,000 to get it for 28 something, but he couldn't do it because he made a mistake in the amount of taxes that whatever it is. Well, kind of the contract and we were writing is this is what you're going to get from the 28.
Okay, are you suing? Are you suing on a contract because you didn't get the price you want? Or are you suing for appliances? What are you suing
For
for?
all that, for the property and appliance, and if it's possible, not because of his calculations of what happened. What really happened is after that, and I agree, well, at least when I get free from the taxes, and okay, no problem. In 1 hour, when I talked to him, in 1 hour from my house to his office, and he's not gonna be in his office, I went to this style, it's another 1,000 down, and I asked Jasmine why another 1,000 down. And then he explained that Mr. Wright one had to be involved. That was kind of immediately sold, because when I asked him, well, what are you going to do? And he offered $500, I accepted it. So I understand what he's saying. I think it's a mistake with the combination of the loss that I was going to, he said that I was going to get out of this. He paid 5,000, and the reality it was 80 something, 90. And I said, well, I have no choice. You know, I have to go to Mexico. I have to, it's going to get near. Okay. So if I don't get anything from that, I'll understand it. Maybe it's not different. But the only property, yes, alone, leaving that alone, I describe all the property. And the thing is that the other stuff on Sunday is that you want a lot of stuff, pianos, and okay, it was Sunday, and it was just this the maintenance guy called me. It was
Okay.
like that alone.
Dr. Perlasco, what are you suing for? Can you tell me what you're suing for and why Mr. Wright owes you money?
Okay, because the items that they were inside my condo,
Okay,
appliances, pianos, special bicycle, I mean, a lot of stuff, furniture. It's a 2-story higher, and there's a lot of, I have the videos and everything. That's why. And
why? Tell me why. You say that's why. Why?
Because I still don't have it. They won't give it to me.
Okay.
Yeah,
I don't, where is the furniture? Where is the appliances?
The furniture, part of it, because I was gonna get worse. I paid for Mr. One of Mr. Wright's unit, and I took everything from one unit.
Who took everything from
And
one
I
unit?
got back. Yeah, there was 2 storage units. Okay.
Who took everything from one unit?
Yeah, I took everything from one of them.
Okay, you got everything. Okay.
From one of them, and I discovered, the expensive furniture broken, the all
Okay,
that.
what was broken?
Okay. For example, all the
Not for example, tell me what was broken and how much you damaged.
okay, drawers in the one of the living rooms, all of the drawers, okay,
Drawers.
all the corners on all of them. I mean, broken corners, all of my diplomas, but
Broken corners on what?
of the furniture.
Broken
Marble
corners
furniture.
of what kind of furniture? Tell me the
For
piece of
example, my
furniture you're
bed-
talking
my
about.
Bed, my bed, thinking from my bed with drawers and a mirror, and most of it. Okay.
I can't follow you. I mean, you need to say, okay, the dresser was broken, the drawers were broken, the bed, the legs were broken. Tell me exactly what you're talking about.
A lot of damage on the surroundings of the pieces.
Of what
all of
pieces?
the drawers. The drawers, they took it out, and it's very hard to put them back, and it's fixable. That's not the. I am not charging that much for damages.
How much are you charging for
But,
it?
for all the appliances in there, refrigerator, stove, dishwashers.
Okay, how much were you charging for the refrigerator?
$800. It was
A refrigerator, $800. Where is the refrigerator?
something like that. Yeah, $800, $500.
Mr. Wright, hold on, stop. Where is the refrigerator?
The refrigerator was retained in the property. It stayed in the property upon closing and funding.
Okay. He's saying the refrigerator stayed on the property.
Yes.
Yeah, they leave it there on purpose because I took it off and there was no electricity yet. It was ready to go out.
Okay, why didn't you take it out?
When I tried to do that, the lady closed the door and really said, "This is not my condo and everything inside is mine." But I already take most of the stuff out and just get all the appliances, which I specifically told this.
Had it closed? Had the transaction closed at that point?
Yes.
When I closed and signed in Texas Title, she guaranteed me just means that I would get my appliances. That is fine.
Who's she?
Yeah, she.
Who is she?
And she told me.
Who is she?
Jasmine is the one. She is Jasmine, who is on Texas Title.
Ja-
Mr. White didn't attend there.
Okay, so why aren't you suing Jasmine?
What?
You're saying Jasmine
No,
said you
when
could
I
get
talk-
back in the house.
No, that we needed to take out everything before there, that I could take it. Okay, so Jasmine, just let me know. So the first thing I did is unplug everything and ask Mr. Wright to please take it out. Why
Okay.
didn't I take it out? Because the movers were there, and I don't know why they hesitated to do that.
Apparently,
The other
Mr.
thing-
Wright, you were responsible for taking the stuff out?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Apparently you were responsible for taking the stuff out?
It was not my responsibility. I mean, I offered to help. However, I couldn't, like, numerous attempts to try to help him in hiring I actually just sent Mr. Garza the screenshots of the professional mover saying, "Hey, I'm at the house. I can't get in. Is anyone going to meet me? Okay, I'm walking around. I'm going to see if maybe someone like a property maintenance guy could let me in." And just no one. And he actually went several times. And I have those messages of that guy saying, "Hey, I'm trying to get in." And so, and then he even says in his message, he's like, "Hey, our slots
It
are."
was open, always.
Mr. Velasco, don't interrupt.
I'm sorry.
Don't interrupt.
Sorry to interrupt, but okay, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
The mover even messaged in his text message. He wasn't going back and forth with me. He was going back and forth with one of my colleagues that I work with, Isabel Capristo. He said, "Hey, the slots are very limited. So if we don't get this contract signed, we're not going to be able to move it. And we couldn't get a hold of Mr. Perlasca. And so at that point, I mean, I took it upon myself to still hire a truck and just hire some guys that I know just to help him move him stuff, just to, like, as a last courtesy. Like, I have all the phone records from weeks before calling Mr. Perlasca. Like, we called him like 15 times in a row in a period of like a few weeks before, and we just couldn't get a hold of him. We didn't know what to do at that point.
Can I say something?
Yes, please.
His question was, if you are responsible for taking everything out, the answer is simply yes. You agree and be responsible to take everything out in the list.
Where was he supposed to put it?
Mr. Roy, you asked him if he was responsible to take everything out.
Where was he supposed to put it?
In the storage, sir.
Did you get the storage? Who arranged for the storage units?
The arranger, his assistant, makes the arrangements and all of that.
Okay, did you make arrangements for the storage facility?
I did make arrangements for the storage, and they were never supposed to be in my name. But that day, I think it was the day before closing, Mr. Perlasca's debit card wouldn't work, so he couldn't get a storage. Like, and so everybody advised me not to put it in my name, and I still put it in my name, which to me was extremely detrimental, because now it's had a negative remark on me, because he agreed to pay. It was his stuff. I was just like, hey, I'm gonna help you out. I'll put it in my name for 2 months. Cool. And after that, it just it was just not a wise decision on my behalf.
Is the stuff still in the storage unit?
That account defaulted.
Okay, so what happened to the stuff?
I believe that the auction, I believe they auctioned that stuff as well, and that was not.
Either you know or you didn't.
They auctioned the stuff. I haven't kept up with it. I mean, I'm sure they
send you a notice. If it's in your name, they send you notices. Did they send you a notice?
Sir, I know.
I never received a notice, but I got numerous phone calls saying that it was going up for auction May 14th. And I even offered Mr. Perlasca. I said, hey, I will pay the money to take your stuff out, but I'm not going to pay it and keep it. Like, I'm going to pay it and we're going to close the account. Just take your stuff. I'll pay it. And he completely ignored that message as well. And then I was like, dude, come on. Like, how can I help you if there's no communication? So how did you contact him? Via calling both of his phone numbers, the 850-6019 and the 800 number. I called both his numbers, and to no avail. No response. And I have the screenshots. I just sent them to Mr. Garza.
That is not true, because I contacted me to let me know everything was fine.
You got what?
And they were gonna charge a little bit more, because of
who was going to charge a little bit more?
They were going to deduct $1,500.
Who is they? Stop saying they, he, she. Say who it is.
Okay, Mr. Wright, who hired a professional company, moving company. They want to deduct me that because of the professional movers, and they don't work professional movers. Mr. Wright, they want to deduct $1,500. To take care of everything, to make responsible everything, especially the TVs and the appliances. So yeah.
So the movers were going to charge $1,500.
Yes.
They told you this,
and he did charge them, but there was no professional movers. And what I'm saying, the question you asked.
Okay, who charged $1,500 and who paid $1,500?
Just to clarify, no one paid. The moving company, Al's Moving Service, was charging us $1,500, but as a professional moving company, he needed not me, but Carlos to sign basically a waiver saying, like, just your stuff, like just a waiver against his stuff. So I couldn't, I even if I wanted to, I couldn't sign that document. So the mover was charging us $1,500, but he never got paid because the contract was never signed and there was never an agreement in place for the movers.
Did they move the stuff?
That is correct.
No. Professional.
Who moved the stuff?
Just some guys that I called on just to help. Just they weren't professional, because at that point it was when I finally got a hold of Mr. Perlasca, it was like 2 days before closing. There was zero time to hire a professional moving company. Everybody was saying like it'll be at least 3 or 4 days. Auction was set for Tuesday, so we had to close on Monday. So I just called a few guys just like as a courtesy, just to help him move some stuff. So it ended up not being a professional.
Okay, so the guys that you hired, they moved the stuff to 2 units in a self-storage facility.
Correct.
Okay. Mr. Palaska got the contents of one and the other one was sold.
Correct.
When he was, yeah, I'm not sure, but see what happened, sir, and I'm sorry. I went there a lot of times.
Went where?
I go
Went where?
Mr. Andrew for the storage unit to get my stuff out, you know.
Okay, and
Mr. Andrew, who is the manager there, he told me you cannot take your stuff out because of the unit is on his name. And by the way, there are 3 keys that they give you, and he has the keys. So I give me just one. I didn't have the keys, and the Andrew guy told me that the unit was on the
okay,
right name.
Mr. Wright, why don't you just give him a key to the unit?
He had keys to both units. He had copies of both keys. I had copies, of course, because it was in my name. But Carlos, you had both keys.
He's saying you had both keys.
A lot of times for the keys, and he never gave it to me. The other.
Well, how did you get in the
I
one?
invited to have dinner, and did you bring the keys? No, so he didn't give me the keys.
How did you get into the one unit?
I couldn't get that into one, and plus the time.
There's 2 units, right?
Yes,
Oh, did you get into one unit?
yes, and
How did you get the keys to the one unit?
because at that time, maybe right, give it to me.
Oh, did he give you, Mr. Wright, did you give him the keys at different times?
That the very, very first day we moved all the stuff into the units, he had copies of both units. He's had since the very beginning of that time period. He had both keys.
No, Mr. Andrew, the manager, said that you have 2 more keys for each one. I just had that one that you gave me at that time. Remember? And then when I was at the condo, I couldn't bear because they don't have the keys. So I keep asking you for the keys. We did something and invited you, and I asked you bring the keys. Oh, I'll get them to you. You give it. By the time I was there, and Mr. Andrew said not to get out even with the police because now it has to rate because it's gonna be on culture. But if he said he has not come, and I don't expect he come, he needs to pay in order to get your stuff out. Then you have another way to do that. So I asked him, and I keep asking him, please bring the key, please pay, please whatever. And you can do that way. You pay me. I was broke and I was in Mexico, by the way. So I asked him, you need to pay because it's in your name. But now you need to pay because they put a red plastic something and it's illegal to take it out. So when I talked to Benjamin Parsons, he said, well, the police is not going to be able to help you. I called on emergency and said, you should include all that because if it's your stuff, it's in his unit and he didn't give you the keys and he wasn't. About 3 or 4 times I was there waiting for him, he never showed up. And Andrew knows, so it's a witness of mine, the manager. He knows perfectly how many times I was waiting for him and stuff. So all of that stuff, it's all that. I already made the calculations. Yeah, the piano alone is like $5,000. It's a lot of stuff still there. And he told me you can pay it online. And I said, well, but he can.
When was the closing?
The closing, I think, was the 14th.
When was the closing, Mr. Wright?
Let me give you an exact date. It was
talking of the house. Then he can have to do the other one. It's because the one we made on hand and everything, and the one original. So, do you have it there, Alex? See, it's not on my office.
I believe it was April 5th, the Monday before auction was closing. We closed April 5th.
April 5th of 2021?
Yes. And then the auction was scheduled for April 6th, the next day.
Well, this suit was filed in February. How could the house closed, the condo closed before the suit was filed?
Maybe it was May. It might have been May. It might have been May.
Wait,
May
okay.
30.
Nobody knows when the condo was sold?
I have a.
Yeah, I think you have to know the days, right?
Yeah, I have the,
No, because the thing is, the
Here's a suit filed, a suit was filed on February 8th, 2021. So I assume things happened before then.
the suit was filed on which day? I'm sorry?
February 8th, 2021.
It was February. Oh, wow. So then my dates are extremely off then. If the suit was filed in February, then the auction was scheduled for January. The auction for the house was the first,
What
the
auction?
home auction. The auction for the condo was scheduled for the first Tuesday of January. The first Tuesday of January, and we closed the day before.
What's that?
One of them, and like these, I think
Mr. Velasco, what are you saying?
that one of the like people are trying to, encourage me, ask me, please, I need to get myself out. Or one time, after 3 he was there, and and then I took one of them, we professional, she saw them there.
I have no idea what he's
I
saying.
think I know what happened. If I was not able to get my stuff, my witnesses, the manager, because he had to pay for it.
Do you have a witness?
He's calling me. No, because it's not my unit, and I don't have a key. I could have stopped my.
Okay.
Don't ever told me, we cannot go from the rest, but take your stuff out.
Now it's had to occur
But
before.
you can
It's
sue
only
Mr.
April, May.
Right. You can sue Mr. Wright and ask to the stuff he forgot
Do
or
you understand this?
they get. Why did that's what he called. If Mr. Garza, I talked to him, I say, I'm coming home, says he never, the time is terrible and he's here about it. No problem.
Okay.
Take video of it and you tell us how much is, what is it and how much it's worth. Because, that's what I want to the police and Mr. Garza also. If you cannot take the stuff out of his unit, and if he's not help, and he's this and that and never gets there, you don't have the key and he's happy, as the manager of there, I'm telling you, you cannot take your stuff out. And then Mr. Garza told me, yeah, you can, let me tell you, if you are losing your stuff because of Mr. White said, you cannot take your things, and then there, whatever you and become the witness of that manager.
Okay, Mr. Perlaska, if you can tell me what you're suing for in the amount, I'll give it one last attempt, but I still don't follow.
Okay.
What's that?
About 11 again because I'm forgetting. I'm not counting now the stuff, the all that. So only on my item, the appliances, piano.
Okay, no, not plural. Just tell me what you're suing for. Yeah, no, what are you suing for? What's missing? What was the value of it? What are you suing for?
My piano,
For what?
my special bicycle.
What's bicycles? How many bicycles? 10 bicycles? 100 bicycles? One bicycle?
That there are two, but we get one of them is about 45,000. I mean 4,500.
What year is it? What is the bicycle?
Harley Davidson bike.
What year is it?
Yes, something.
I'm sorry?
What?
The Harley Davidson. What kind of Harley Davidson? A bicycle or a motorcycle?
No, my motorcycle is outside. It's a bicycle, but they made it kind of a place for that for lake.
It's
Yeah, it's a bicycle. That's how it works. Piano is about $2,000. I saw it. You want to see it was fine, but now it's $3,000 there.
You have the piano?
No, it is there. It was there inside the.
Did you go to the sale? Did you go when they auctioned off the contents of your unit? Did you go to it?
No, I didn't go.
That's the auction was online, sir.
Did you go online?
Yeah, I was there, and before that, when I opened,
Hey, just a question. Did you attend the auction? Yes or no?
I opened it, I could get in, and I asked for help. I couldn't get it started because there are a lot of things and I didn't really.
The answer is no. Okay.
My unit. I wasn't able, and I suggested, Alex, why don't you go maybe less than what you, well, okay. What happened is, I tried to, and the manager Andrew tried to not do it. I was able to support that, and everything was there.
How much money was owed on the unit?
About $7,000.
How much?
7,000. I calculated.
$7,000 was owed for the storage unit?
I don't know. It was about $800.
$800.
Something like that, 900 something, no?
Okay, so why wasn't that just paid to save it?
Because when I went in with Andrew, he said, yeah, sure, you can start. That's when Mr. Wright from here, the kitchen unit.
Okay,
You
Mr.
know,
Velasco,
when-
why didn't you pay $800 to save it?
Oh, at that time, it was already with the weather, I think that Mr. Wright think was already I couldn't say that thing was on top of the manager.
Okay, I'm good.
Or he come here. His unit. You can pay, but he only can allow you to that. He has the key.
So why didn't you pay it to save the stuff?
I was waiting there, and really 2 occasions I was waiting there for him. Was pay for it. And I said, when are we going to do that? Let's go at one thing. He didn't get there. What happened when my daughter something? Okay, this and that. Maybe I did. So
I can't understand. Okay, Mr. Velasco, stop. I can't understand what you're telling me. I just asked, why didn't you pay the $800? And I get a long answer about your daughter and something else.
No, I was there. And the manager said, let's wait. Right. So if he's waiting on something like that,
Morning, Chief. You want to?
he has the key. So Pedro said he never went there. He never moved.
Okay, Mr. Wright, why wasn't the money paid for?
I offered to make a payment simply under the contingency that he took his stuff out. I wanted to pay it and close it. I didn't want to pay it and have to continue to pay every month. And he that message that I sent him via text, because I guess he was in Mexico, so he couldn't take calls. He didn't respond for weeks at a time, and then several weeks later, the price went up. And I just simply didn't have the money at that time. However, anybody could make a payment on the account. It didn't have to be just me. Andrew, the guy that works at the storage place, he said, dude, I apologize. He said, Mr. Wright, anybody could pay. Anybody could pay. Like, just as long as they have a debit card, anybody can pay. It doesn't have to be you.
So you need to go online.
The manager came to that is. I was there waiting with the money, waiting
Through Zoom.
with
Yeah, the information is on there, but I sent it to your address.
he has the keys. I couldn't get to the unit. He has the keys.
Okay, my judgments take nothing. Mr. Velasco, you haven't satisfied, you haven't proven your case. And so my judgment is for zero.
He has at a point. You know, I was in that point to get out there. Basically, he allowed her, a promised her that the appliances were going to stay there, knowing that I didn't allow that. Also in the title company. So I think that his negligence and not being showed up there when he was substituted, not even with the keys.
Okay,
and all that.
that's gonna be my judgment.
I really wasn't because not allowed to speak of that. And I tried, and the manager can testify how many times I was there waiting for him.
Are the managers, do you have them to testify?
Yes, yeah, I did call him in 3 weeks, and I think, why don't I pay? What can I say? It's okay, but we need to change. If I need it, take myself out, change it for another unit. That they wanted to do that. I really economy stay there and hire another month. Their policy is they take everything out and put it somewhere else. Okay. Why didn't I do that? Because of Mr. White's negligence, and he continued, or how I don't know how you say that. Yeah, we'll see you at 1 of them. He never gets out at 1, 2, 1:30, and then another day. And then what was there? And then it's like he didn't bring it. One we went there, and we went to win something at the restaurant. I invited him, and he said, well, he's the bring the keys again. So how, even I think I was not able, that's what Andrew said, you're not going to be able to do that. He needs to be here because he signed his contract, and so you can take it out to another XOT account. That's why you cannot do it. I cannot allow you to do. I will notify you so that Mr. White negligence, we were calling him repeatedly, and I just told him the other day, he doesn't come. You know, and I understand that you waited here, but I cannot allow you to do that. And also be explained that if a police comes here, like, to your home and escort you. No, because you already have the, see how that to get related to, you know, the rest of that for growth, for function. So that's why we, or at least try to go there, maybe you can get my stuff. Instead of paying at the $800, whatever, to close down. If you did that, then we didn't leave it together. I could just there and pick my stuff and change it or take it or whatever. So really, you know, if someone knows that, Andrew, the manager, he saw me all the time I was there waiting with him. I even have photographs of my instead of the one it's a huge thing that I was doing in the truck. I had photographs there. You know, I was waiting all the time to, I didn't want no swap or anything. But what you think? What's going to take my stuff out? Put it in another unit. I don't know why that's their policy. They cannot give you this. So the 55 or 7 times that we tried that for him to give me the keys and close the account, but I, you know, he didn't have. He never showed up. That's not true what he's saying. Those times they put up and they have to swim, not one or two. But he had the keys. He said, what is it? That day, Monday, that everything was inside the appliances. It was actually, my little dog was there. So the assistant, according to the maintenance, he opened the door for them. He allowed the Leanne had the fire was the other lady, which was not supposed to do that. So I don't know if Alex, that I think it was the assistant, the little dog, a Chihuahua dog, their house, and leave it there. A lot of other stuff, and it was crazy. I mean, if he was open, why they didn't take the appliance out?
Okay, Ben, do we have Mr. Velasco's email?
I'm sorry? Can you repeat that, sir?
Do we have your email?
Yes,
Mr. Garza is Dr. Lasta Gmail.
Okay, we've got it. Okay.
Yeah.
My this is for the defendants to take nothing. We'll email up to both of y'all. Okay?
I looked everything.
Yeah, I can't, you haven't been able to present a case.
Yeah, fairly really even there from the buyer to keep my appliances there, knowing that.
Okay. Okay, thank you. You'll get a copy of the judgment. Thank you.
Thank you. May I be dismissed, Your Honor?
Yes.